Did I ever show you my glasses trick that I've been working on?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. You ready?
Uh-huh. Woo! That was actually pretty cool. What up, though? Man, that was awesome, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it's a quick change.
Heck yeah. Instead of trying to make it sound too scripted, let's keep it loose, keep it cool, keep it casual.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, this is Conversation with the Conjuror. Today on this episode number 2, we have Christopher Mardrosian, a.k.a. Chris Mardrosian, the Armenian Chaldean magician. By the way, I'm recording now.
How you doing? How you doing, Alex?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice to see you, Chris.
Nice to see you too, Dan. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And how are both of you guys doing?
So far, so good. Excited about episode 2 and to jump into this thing here.
Chris, is there any chance that you could tilt your phone the other way?
When you say tilt my phone the other way, you mean like this way?
I mean, change the orientation. So today, we brought you on to speak about the social media, sort of what you've been doing on social media and how you're getting along with that. So I've seen you've got a TikTok. Would you say that's different from Facebook or YouTube and in what way?
Well, as far as YouTube, I have put some of my videos up on YouTube. I only have like 7 or 8 followers. I don't have a lot. TikTok, I got a lot more. I have about 755 followers right now, which is good. I learned about TikTok through a guy named Gary Vee. If anybody knows who Gary Vee is, really awesome speaker, and he talks about platforms and stuff. And TikTok is just another platform to kind of get yourself out there. And yeah, I do TikTok because you can only post a video up to 60 seconds. So it's definitely, I love doing it because I seem to get a lot of love on there. A lot of people are like, man, I love your videos. Some people will say like, man, I want you to go viral, things like that. So that's one of my main platforms where I make my videos, but then I also post on Instagram and Facebook as well. As far as YouTube, I definitely want to be able to grow my channel, obviously a lot more than 7 viewers, or 7 subscribers, should I say.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely.
I think this would be an appropriate time to kind of introduce how I even ran into Chris. So Chris, he's a member of this magic group. It's for magicians only. And you posted that video, the shirt video that I mentioned about. How did that turn out for you?
Well, I caught a lot of hell for it, but I'm just comfortable like being shirtless. It didn't bother me, and like some people were like laughing about it. Then it became a joke like later, because I work out. I was a personal trainer, like physique wise, not too bad. Like I'm pretty decent shape. So like I literally had woke up and like a half hour later I'm playing around with my my wand and my coin. I'm like, I want to learn how to do the striking banish and want to get better at it. And I posted the video, and some people were like, put a shirt on somebody, and then some other people are like, dude, that's awesome. And then every time I post a video for like the first month, everybody like, hey, nice video, but I think you look better doing it with the shirt off, so it became kind of like a funny joke.
Let's show the people here the video. I want to share my screen.
Be my guest.
All right, here we go. So can you all see that?
Yes, sir.
122 comments. Here we go. Look at that. So with that video though, I thought you were going to do the second one, and I was like, come on, man, the next one, he better not be wearing any pants.
He isn't right now.
Yeah, right now he's not wearing any.
Not wearing pants. Yes, don't wear jeans right now. No, when it comes down to it, some people have made comments like, when they see me, like I know a friend of mine personally who always, anytime I ever did a shirtless video, especially when I was a personal trainer, that's how I got back into magic. I would do a trick before my, before any of my cooking videos, before any of my, workout videos, and I do a magic trick to try to get their attention. Then I move on to the video. And people would always make comments like, shirtless, oh, look, another shirtless video. And somebody said, hey, why don't you do a pantsless feature next, And I just made a comment like, yep, that's the come in the future,
So you mentioned...
I can make it levitate.
You mentioned... That's Dan, king of the inappropriate jokes there.
Oh
But,
yeah, that's cool. That's funny. Good.
You mentioned earlier, whenever we were kind of chatting before we started this thing, that Julius Dean has been like a big inspiration to you.
Oh, absolutely.
Who else has been people that you've been following, trying to, kind of getting inspiration from?
Well, Jay Sankey is definitely somebody who I definitely got a lot of inspiration from. I love his enthusiasm. I love his he's very quirky, like a quirky guy, like and he has this character he plays called Boris. He talks like a Russian guy, like, okay, Boris is gonna show you a trick, like it's his personality, and I believe that like the one thing I like about him is his authenticity. So Jay Sankey is a big inspiration because he does all close-up magic. He's not like I said, like not somebody like David Copperfield or Lance Burton where he's like chopping himself in half. He's just doing things like close-up magic, and some of the tricks that you'll see later are some of the things that I've learned from him. So Julius Dean has been an inspiration because I like his drive. He started doing magic at a young age, kind of like how I did, and then he talks about how he got so famous by making his videos. They weren't getting a lot of views, and he'd be online all day messaging people, and he said one guy who's super popular shared one video of his, and he blew up. So he's definitely an inspiration because of that, because I like his drive. And then Jay Sankey, and although I haven't followed him in a while, David Copperfield was one of my idols. I mean, I saw him 3 times in Detroit, growing up, when he was in concert, and it was amazing, and I always wanted to meet him, and I hope that could still be a goal of mine one day.
I've seen some of your the TikTok videos I was checking out. Most of them are just you sitting at your table or whatever, but there are the few of them that you've actually been out doing street magic, or maybe I think it was maybe like a wedding or something I saw. Do you go out very often aside from this being quarantine? Like, do you perform on the streets very much?
I have performed like in restaurants and bars, not like not like as like where I'm getting paid for it, or like it's a gig that I'm at. It's just more like people who know me know I do magic. Now, like some of the ones that you see, and like I was at this place over here called Top Golf, and I was there for my cousin's girlfriend's birthday, and I was like, I took a few of my tricks with me and did a few things like made a $5 bill and a $1 bill switch hands between me and the waitress, and did a few little other close-up magic. So that was at her birthday. Is that the
Eugene Burger thing?
I'm sorry?
Is that the Eugene Burger thing where you put the 2 nuts in their hand and you take one of them out and then they switch places?
Yep. It's called Be Switched, and it's a great effect. I love doing it. I do it once in my hand, and to me, I think the most popular tricks, in my opinion, are the ones that happen in the spectator's hands. Like when you take like scotch and soda or something, like when you take a coin and put it in their hand and pull one out and then make them switch places, and they're like, whoa, what the hell just happened? Like that to me is very powerful. But as far as you were asking about me doing street magic, I just generally do it where I'm at. Like recently, before this quarantine happened, my buddy and I were out at a bar just having a couple of drinks, and these 2 girls were sitting next to us, and I started showing them some magic, and then it turned into like a 40-minute conversation of me just doing magic for them, so it just tends to happen like that. So that's usually, but I do want to do it. I do want to get more into it once this quarantine thing is over. I plan on getting out there to some of the downtown areas that are, close by me, and doing some street magic and recording it, and like, putting out more content,
Do you have anything prepared you want to show?
Yeah, I think I can show you guys a little something. Hang on. All right. So, see over here? All right. So, I have a fork, and this is my favorite thing to do at restaurants, because it really catches the waiters and waitresses off guard. I just take the fork and I bend it forward. It really freaks them out for a second, and then and then I'll take it over here and put a little static on it. Right now, here's what I'll do is just a little bit of, there you go, little magic, and you can see the fork just start to move really slowly, and then I can just push, and there we go.
I am completely fooled. Boo, 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 boo.
So you do a lot of classic style of magic. Do you do any mentalism?
I actually do some mentalism. Would you like to see some mentalism tricks?
Sure.
Absolutely.
See what you got.
Right. Well, we were talking about Jay Sankey, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And here's something I really, really like. All right. So some of my favorite mentalism is You know, and I'm really, like I said, I just started getting into mentalism. This is more of like a card trick mentalism. I do want to learn more mentalism where it's like, does it involve cards? It's more like I said, like, you know, like the Peter Turner stuff where he'll guess somebody's phone number or something like that, or, you know, guess a place that their favorite vacation spot. But here's something I really like. All right, so, Alex, I'm going to go ahead and ripple through the cards real quick, okay? Just like that. And I just want you to call out stop, okay?
Okay.
All right, so go ahead.
Stop.
All right. So there we go. I'm not looking at the card, okay?
Right.
So you see the card, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut the deck a couple times, all right? Now, I'm going to make a bet with you, and I don't really have any cash on me right now. If this was in person, I'd say, hey, look, I have a pack of juicy fruit. So I'm going to go ahead and bet this pack of juicy fruit of mine, okay?
Okay.
So that's what I would say to the person. I'd say, look, I'm going to go through the cards 3 by 3, and you let me know. I'm going to try to guess if one of those 3 cards are your card. And I'm going to get 3 chances to do it, okay? So I don't think those are your card. Not yet. Let's see. So just keep going through the cards. Okay, it's one of those, right?
No.
No. Okay. So then I get 2 more chances. Okay, sorry, that's 4 cards. There you go. Let's keep going. All right. I think I'm getting warm. All right. It's one of those, the 2 or 3 of the 4, right?
No.
All right. And obviously I have one more chance, or you win the pack of juicy fruit. Right? All right. It's towards the end, right? It's one of those, right? The king, the jack, or the king, the queen, or the 7, right?
Negative.
Negative. You haven't seen your card at all, huh?
Well, I mean, I might have seen it, but there's a little bit of glare on the lens.
Okay. Well, let's just say if your card wasn't in the deck, right? I'd say, how about this? You won the pack of juicy fruit, but how about this? Double or nothing. I'm going to try to guess your card, okay? So again, I showed you the pack of juicy fruit, right? And then I say, watch this, and then look. Look at the label. What does that label say?
I can't see all of it, but I see it's the right suit. Oh, there we go. Very good.
I say 6 of hearts.
Yeah, that's it.
And then here's the kicker. Here's the kicker to the end of the trick. This is a souvenir I'll pass out. I'll say, hey, look, inside the pack of the gum, we'll go ahead and open this. And then they'll open the card, and it will be.
That's pretty good. I bet you that really does get people.
I did it actually recently in my house. I should have recorded it. I did it to my cousin's girlfriend, and it just stumped her. And this cool thing I like about this kind of stuff is that I can give this away. I could even sign it and say, hey, here, you know, or hey, see a pretty girl that you've already been flirting with, do a little magic back here. You know what? Here's something to remember me by. There you go, you know? And they'll always have this with the 6 of hearts on there. So, yeah, that's kind of a cool mentalism trick I really like to do.
You probably like some of the stuff that a gentleman called Steve Rowe put out. He came to lecture at Bradford Magic Circle, and I went to go see him, and he had a lot of stuff to do with reveals on sweet packets, and then tricks to do with sweets, candy. You know, in Britain we call them sweets, but
yeah,
he's got lots of stuff to do with candy wrappers and lollipops and all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I really like that reveal, and I like the way you pull out the card from the packet. Now, you mentioned earlier that one of your aspirations is to meet David Copperfield. What are your other aspirations? What goals are you setting yourself to try and achieve in the near future?
Well, like I said, like how Julius Dean, like I really idolize the way he is, like with his magic and stuff. Like he has a lot of followers and stuff, and he's very popular, you know? It's not about likes or anything like that. It's more about like becoming well known. Like it's about doing what I love. Like right now, currently as a job, I work at Costco, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it's a great place to work, you know, great benefits, all that stuff. But it seemed like anything I've ever done in my life, whatever job I've ever had, I've never really enjoyed it. Like, and I truly believe that you should do something you enjoy. And magic is the one thing I've just never gotten tired of. I just love doing it. When people ask me to do a trick for them, like, I get excited. I like doing it. You know, I love being able to fool people, and people be like, man, what the hell did you just do there? You know? So yeah, that's my goal, is to be able to, become like, be able to get out there and like, go to different cities and different states and maybe even countries and just perform on the street, It'd be kind of cool. Like I said, and, I remember when I was a kid, I wrote to David Copperfield and he sent me back a picture of himself with something on the back. I'll never forget. I don't have the picture anymore. I was like maybe 12 when it happened, but he said something like, if I'm ever in town, I look forward to saying hello, and I had that picture for a long time, but like that would still be a dream of mine to be able to talk to him, because he's definitely been an idol. I mean, he's amazing, there's no doubt he's mastered his craft,
Yeah, I saw him do it. He did a talk with Benjamin Earl on Instagram a couple of days ago, and everything he says is like gold dust, He's really got a mind I'd like to pick apart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, what influences the choices, the choices of magic? Like, are you looking for a reaction, or are you looking for a visual moment, or what is it that makes you gravitate to a certain type of magic trick?
I'd say I do like the, I'd say both. To me, it's the emotional, like, connection that you make with people. So, like, it's about being authentic. Like, you can't be me and I can't be you. Like, your personality is put into your magic as the same thing as mine. So when it comes down to it, I truly believe that, I like when I do a trick, and, my favorite thing when people say something like, what the hell, or what the fuck, or like anything like that, or like, whoa, how the hell did you do that? Like, dude, do that again, and I'm like, hold on, I'll here's something else, and like, then somebody will be like, no, do a different one. Or somebody will be like, Chris, hey, do that trick with the pennies that you do. It's like things like that. Like, then you get, once you're doing it and having fun, you get everybody else around you excited, and they're like, whoa, I want to see some more. So that's usually what I look for.
So they say that a good magician never reveals his trick. Do you ever, slip up and reveal, or if someone's really persistent about it, will you actually show someone how anything is actually performed?
I have from time to time, but it's like somebody close to me, like my one of my cousins that I was super close with, and like, we're still pretty close, but he's married, he has kids now, so we don't live far apart, but we see each other here and there and hang out. But he grew up with me, so like anytime I did any of my magic, he knew about it. And there are some tricks that I do that will involve him being in it where nobody knows. Like, there'll be one where I'll lay out 9 cards, and he'll hold the card, or he'll hold his phone. And I'll go into the other room and tell people, hey, I want one person to point at a card, and they'll do that.
Yeah. You do it with 9 cards? Okay, I understand that one.
Yeah.
That's a good party trick.
Yeah,
so instead you kind of moved him in to make him be a stooge, more or less.
Exactly.
So
and he's cool. But like,
yeah.
Yeah, and I have actually, like I said, once in a blue moon, if somebody's really begging me to show them a trick, I'm like, all right, I'll show you how to do this. Or they'll ask me to do a certain trick that I don't want to teach, so I'll say, here, I'll teach you how to do a trick, and I'll show them how to do a pretty cool card trick. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And it kind of takes them away from wanting to learn the specific one they asked you about, know?
Always another diversion.
Absolutely.
What about you, Alex? Do you ever, how do you get around people asking you how something works?
Well, I mean, I always just kind of be like, okay, sure, I'll show you. Instead of showing them, I'll just show them a completely different trick,
That's what Peter Turner does.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Peter Turner does.
But I've been doing that, for years, so I claim fame to that. That's mine. But
what I do is I say, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine.
You finish so. What I do is I say, and you guys might want to use this and might not. I'll show people who are genuinely interested in performing magic. I don't teach people how to do tricks to satisfy their curiosity, but if they actually wanted to learn to perform a trick, then I'm happy to show anyone anything that I know. So far, there's only been one person who has sort of come back to me and shown that they're really wanting to learn how to do magic. So I do tend to shy away from showing people how things work. It's like giving away your power.
Yeah.
It's like once they know how it works, then they might say to their friends, oh, it's just got a thing that comes off, Yeah.
I agree.
And also,
So
it makes
I agree
you know,
100%.
it makes it really disappointing whenever like it's something as simple as like a palming or whatever the coin, and then like you go to reveal how it was done, and then like the person just incredibly disappointed. So I try not to do that as much as possible because it spoils it, ruins the fun.
yeah, the effects are always usually better than the effects usually better than the actual method, and the method is just sort of a conduit.
Yeah. And also I made that mistake, and I revealed a trick one time to somebody, and they were so disappointed and they felt stupid because it was something so silly. It's like they thought that it should have been something way more complicated, but it was just something just silly.
Yeah, they thought you had a CGI machine, and
they thought that I had magic powers, man. It's like, no, it was real. You believed it, so it was real.
That's usually what happens. Like, so yesterday when I was at work, we were talking to me and one of my coworkers, and I was showing the trick I did with the Tic Tacs, and
yeah.
He loved it. He's like, dude, that was cool. And he's asking me, I'm like, it's magic. Or people will ask me, how do you do that? And I'll say some of my favorites are like, oh, can you keep a secret? Yes. Oh, so can I. Or how do you do that? Well, I'm just awesome. Like just things like that, because it kind of makes them laugh a little bit and kind of forget. But I learned a long time ago that it's true. When somebody asks you how to do a trick, it is a compliment, like, man, how'd you do that? But they don't really want to know how to do it. Once they learn how to do it, it ruins the effect. So like how Dan was asking me about what do you look for, what kind of reaction? It's like you get that, oh my God, and I'm like, oh, everybody's going crazy. And then once they know the trick, you don't have that same moment. It's like when you do a trick to somebody, like if I were to do this one with the 6 of hearts and pull it out of the gun pack, that's something that's going to live in their mind and their hearts for a long time. They're always going to be like, dude, this guy pulled a freaking card out of a pack of juicy fruit. It's like, that's always going to live in them. But if they knew how you did it, then they're going to be like, oh, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Makes it
more exciting. Very disappointing. I agree.
So I added you on Facebook before we started, and I see that James Ripley and Reagan Backhouse. Have you spoke to either of those guys in particular detail?
You talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I do not actually. These people have been friending me because of the magicians group and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I mean,
one of them is a friend of mine who I've spoken to a few times on Zoom and whatever, and the other one is the president of the local magic club.
Okay.
That actually leads me on to my next question: is there a magic scene in Michigan where you live? Are you part of a magic club, or do you meet up with other magicians?
I have not done that, no. But there's in Michigan, this is gonna be kind of a funny name, but there's a city in Michigan I've never been to, but it's called Colon, Michigan, and it's actually like, yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of funny, but yeah, apparently I just found out a couple of years ago that it's the magic capital of the world. That's what I found out, and I hear they do like magic conventions up there every once in a while. I looked it up. I haven't found one yet, but there is one that I'm going to in Chicago in November.
I'm working really hard not to make a joke, by the way.
I'm sorry?
I'm working really hard.
Go ahead and get it out of the way.
Make the colon joke. Yeah, I know. I was gonna say.
What were you saying about Chicago?
There's so on Penguin Magic I saw where I get most of my my tricks from, where I order my stuff from. There's a convention, a magic convention. They're having it like in California and a couple other cities and states, and they canceled a couple of them because of the quarantine. But this one's not until November, so hopefully, God forbid it doesn't gets canceled. I already paid. I'm taking me and my cousin there, and I'm going to my first magic convention. I've never done something like this, so Jay Sankey's gonna be there, and I really look forward to meeting him. That's like something I'm super excited about. Yeah, I want to meet Jay Sankey. I want to shake his hand, tell him about how much I love his stuff, and I took a few of his ideas and I kind of played around with them myself. So whether he's done them or not, I want to show him some of my ideas. Maybe he might say, "Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even think about that."
He'll probably get a kick out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, he seems like a super cool guy. Absolutely. So yep. So as far as wanting to meet up with other magicians in my state and my city, I'd love to at some point in the future. There's a lot I want to do with magic for sure. So it popped up on Penguin Magic a couple times. Said the Max 2020. They had it back in 2019. Saw some of the reviews. People talk about how awesome it was. And if you guys are familiar with the trick called the Voodoo Needle, are you guys familiar with that?
With what? Sorry.
It's called the Voodoo Needle. Have you heard of that one?
I've
Oh,
not heard of
where
it.
it's like a moving shadow and needle type thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You put a needle inside like a book, and you make like a little drawing with a pencil or a pen. And you see the needle like kind of going. Like if I'm writing your name Dan, Dan, you'll see it like move in that way. It was at the max, I think 2019, or I don't know if it was 2018, but I bought that trick, and it was actually super cool. Like so impromptu. You just need a needle and a notebook and a pencil. But I saw some of the reviews. It was $60. So again, I bought 2 tickets for me, one for me and one for my cousin. I told him, I said, hey, I'll pay your way there. Just come with me so we can have a little fun. And, like I said, I seen it pop up on Penguin Magic. I was like, you know what? I've never done something like this. Let me do it. And Chicago's a 5-hour drive. So it's not an expensive trip. I can drive up there. They give you a discount on the hotel. So like, the hell with it. I'm going up there, So I'm looking forward to it. It's a little over 6 months away. But I already purchased the ticket. So like I said, I'm like super pumped about it.
Do you have anything planned? Are you wanting to perform any while you're there? TikTok videos or whatever?
I will actually, since I have my cousin with me, yeah. I mean, we're not in downtown. We're about 30 minutes away from downtown. But it's Friday and Saturday, and it ends at one point, I think Saturday night. It ends at like 5 o'clock or 6. Now, yeah, it might be a little hard to perform magic in the street of Chicago.
I mean, at the convention. Actually, they're performing, maybe perform for Jay or whatever. Get it on video.
I might actually show. I'm gonna take some of my stuff with me and have a few things in my pocket and show Jay a couple of things. Or like I'm always looking at things like how Jay's always like, I'm fascinated. Like he'll like say like I'll see a fork and I'll think of what I can do with the fork, or a Tic Tac box and I'll think about how I can penetrate a coin through it. And that's what I did. And that Tic Tac trick I did was kind of similar. Like I was playing with it and just something happened. Like, oh, this is kind of a cool concept, And I just kind of did it. I kind of took Slidini's. A couple Slidini's moves and kind of incorporated with, putting the Tic Tacs in the pack. And, I think I might do that. But I also want to go to, like, some bars and restaurants in Chicago after the convention because I'm going to stay there for a couple days and, go perform at some places and have my cousin, like, videotape it, record it,
Yeah. Justin Miller's got some work on TikTok tricks.
Okay.
So if you run into him, he'd be a good guy to talk to about that.
You said Tristan Miller?
Justin Miller.
Justin Miller. Okay, I have to look him up. He has a Facebook?
Yeah, he's got a lot of releases with Illusionist, and he releases them by himself. I'll plug his site, mentalsights.com, SIGHTS, mentalsights.com.
Yeah.
I think one of the tricks is called TikTok, or I don't know, TikTok, TikTok, I don't know. It's very confusing.
I'll have to look him up. Yeah.
But he's got a few different things that you might enjoy.
I appreciate it.
I liked them, but I don't eat Tic Tacs.
I love Tic Tacs. My favorite ones are the green ones, but the white ones are the most common. And I just bought a bunch of packs because I do a trick that Jay Sankey does, where you take it's a card trick, mentalism, where you say like, hey, look, I'm writing a prediction on this quarter. So let's say he writes, he makes you pick a card, and then at the end, your card's 4 diamonds. He'll turn the coin and say, look, that's your card, the 4 diamonds. People freak out. They say, hey, look, I have this pack of Tic Tac. Show both sides, and then he'll just smack the coin into the Tic Tac box, and he'll show you the coin inside the Tic Tac box with the prediction on it, with the card written. It's super cool and visual.
Yeah, that's dope.
I'm sorry? You said that's dope?
I said, yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, no, it is a pretty sweet effect. Now, I haven't really performed it for anyone. See, what I do is I show it to my family, like my sister and my mom are the typical ones, because obviously they live here, and my grandmother, I'll show them the trick, and, a lot of times I'll practice it, and I'll show it to them and say, hey, did you see anything? Did it look good? Is there anything I should work on? Did you see any flashes? They're like, well, yeah, I kind of saw the way you did this and this and that, and it's like, it makes it better so I don't go making a fool of myself in person. Now, I know JS, Now, I know Jonathan Schumacher said, like, and I believe it, like, nobody likes to fail, but you know what? I have learned that failure is a big thing, because you don't learn from doing well. You learn from when you fail. So when you make a mistake, where I have gotten called out, people are like, oh, I see how you did that, or, oh, hey, I saw the coin. It's like, damn it, and then it makes you want to perfect it more. So, yeah, go ahead and screw up. Yeah, it might hurt your ego a little bit, but you know what? In the end, it'll make you a better magician, I believe.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're not gonna lose anything, by sort of trying something risky either. Like some tricks are have a lower than 100% success rate.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes you just gotta sort of go for it and use your intuition somewhat. Like performing mentalism, you sort of pick up on certain things that you might not have picked up on before.
Like triggers, basically, yeah. Like a blink or a movement or something.
That so you're talking about the other person's face and stuff, you know.
Yeah, which I'm not the best at reading people like that, you know. So I'm still trying to learn,
but I mean, sometimes you just. But I mean, separate to that, sometimes you get it's sort of like an intrusive thought, or like something that just pops into your head that like mention this and they'll know what you're talking about, but you don't know why you know it. And it's like intuition. It's like I don't know. Alex talks about it in his book a little bit. You know, sort of you can. It's hard to explain in words. But yeah. So, have you got any more tricks that you wanted to show us?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I'm going to remove this mat for a minute just because, you know, so here's something I learned a long time ago. There's a guy named Larry Anderson, and when I was a kid, my mother knew how much I loved magic, and she'd take me, there's a magic shop that's about 30 minutes from my house. We moved to a couple different locations, but one of the first things I ever learned, and I really love this, you know, this is one of my favorite things to do at a dinner table. Like, you know, about a year or two ago, I was out at a friend of mine. He's an MMA fighter, and we were out at his fight. And afterwards, these two girls and they're friends of mine, they're like, hey, let's go out to eat. And, you know, we're out at a restaurant, and, you know, they had a couple coins on the table. So I was like, hey, guys, watch this. So I said, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and take your coin and watch. There's a black hole in the table. You just a couple taps and boom. Make it pop back up. And that freaked them out. They're like, whoa, do that again. And
the first time you did that one, by the way, the first time you did that one to me earlier, you actually did fool me with that.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. You know what? Here's something I really do. Here's something I am getting into as well, as far as like, you know, what's it called? Is some fire magic. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Just give me a second. Let me just grab my cards real quick.
All right.
So, yep. So when I say fire magic, here's something I really like. I'm gonna kind of do something similar to what I did in the last trick. But I've done a trick similar to this in the past, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna go ahead and give the cards a quick what's it called? A quick shuffle. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. Oh shoot! I think I dropped a couple cards. Hang on, my bad.
No worries.
Right, sorry. All right. So give the cards a quick shuffle. All right. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you that it's a well shuffled deck. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, you probably can't even see the deck, can you? My bad.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. It's just the angle is not the best, but it works.
Yeah, I know. It's a little hard to do. That's what I'm saying.
Spit them out like this.
Well, hang on a second. Do it again.
Is he locked? Is he locked on the?
Yeah, it was locked on him. But
Spit them out like
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? That's all good. Yep, I should have done that. But here, do me a favor, Alex. Here's what you're gonna do. I just want you to go ahead and just call stop. Okay.
Just a second. I'm pinning the video. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead and call stop. I'm gonna roll through the card. You call stop whenever you're ready.
Stop.
Stop. All right. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you that card real quick. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you both see the card, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So let's go ahead and lose the card of the deck. Okay. Now here's what I have over here. Now I have a piece of what we call, I guess, you know, I like to call magic paper. Okay. So look, it has an ace all the way to a 10, and then it has a J, Q, and K for a king, and then a spade, a diamond, a club, and a heart. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to roll up this paper and watch this. Grab my lighter real quick and see if we could find your card. Let that go out a little bit. All right. All right. Let's see if I got lucky. Is that by any chance? Was that your card right there?
Hold it a little closer.
What does it say? A diamond.
A queen of diamonds. There's the cue right there.
Oh, yep. That is
Was that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you guys think of that one?
I mean, I've never seen it done like that before. What's on the other side of the paper, though?
What's that?
What's on the other side of the paper?
Oh, nothing. It's just a piece of tissue paper.
Yeah,
Well,
I like
obviously,
that.
thank you. I wrote it with a Sharpie, so obviously it leaked through, so it looks like it's double-sided. But yeah, when I write it, I got to write it like over a, what's it called? I got to write it over like a 3x5 card or something, because like if I do it on the surface, it'll leak through. This paper is very sensitive. But yeah, how did it look though? Did it look good?
Yeah, I mean, look pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, I did a similar one where I had I wrote magic, but I rearranged the letters, and I just kind of showed it in the video. If you look back at some of my Facebook posts or Instagram, you'll see it, or even TikTok. And then I rolled it up, lit it on fire, and did the same thing with the cup or the glass, and then I pulled it out, and it said magic on it, So like I said, I've been getting into a lot of fire magic lately, because not only am I fascinated, but, when you do a trick with fire and you do it in front of people, that spark might make them kind of jump back and freak out for a second, but then they see what you do, and they're like, what the hell just happened, And that's, again, we're talking about reaction.
People across the room see it, and they start to pay attention too.
Yeah, that does happen. Like if you're in a restaurant setting and you do it, and you have people around you and they're like, "Whoa, what the hell was that?" And then you like, "Oh, I do magic." I was at Applebee's, one of my all-time favorite hangouts. I just love it there. Really mellow. I like to go eat there, have a drink here and there, and some of the bartenders, specifically one of them, her name is Lynn, super awesome woman, and she loves when I go in there to show her magic. And one day, when I first started showing her magic, she didn't know I did all this, and then I started showing magic, and this couple behind me are watching. They're like, "Hey, can you come do it for us? Can you come do it for us?" So I started showing them some tricks, and they mentioned that America's Got Talent was here in Novi, where a city that's close to me. And I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, "Yeah, you should go on there one day." I was like, "Yeah, maybe one day." But, it's amazing when I do magic for people, how other people will look and be like, "Dude, that was awesome. Come show me something." And then it just evolves from there,
Do you ever mess around with the classic Pyro Wallet? You ever have one of those?
I have not messed around with that yet. No, I do want to get one of those. Those look cool. I haven't played with that yet, though.
They're a lot of fun. I had one, and last time I went home to visit family, I brought it out to a bar, and I thought that it'd get a lot better reactions, because I opened it up inside of a bar, and that flame was going up, and I was like, "Ah!" And everybody just stopped and looked, and then immediately went back to what they were doing, and I was like, "What? You're supposed to be amazed. Why are you not amazed right now?"
Sometimes you don't get the reactions you want.
I can send you one if you want.
You can do what?
I can send you one if you want.
To him?
A fire wallet?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a fire wallet?
Yeah, I've got one, yeah.
I've got one. You need one. That'd be a good
Yeah, I might get one of those in the future. I never thought about it too much. I never thought too much about a fire wallet. But
I don't use my Fire Wallet. I use I had the Pyro Wallet by Illusionist. I think it's by Illusionist. Okay. I had one of those, and that's where you pull a business card out, and the business card's on fire. So it's great for handing out business cards. But I do loads of stuff with mentalism with business cards and stuff anyway. Or sometimes I'll just write down someone's whatever it is, and then pass it to them, and then walk away. Then,
is that your business cards? Let's see them.
Yep. I was mentioning that this is my business card. I intentionally got the Ace of Spades because it just looks cool. I don't think anybody has a card like this, just personally. I could be wrong, but, I just put my, my name, Close-Up Magician, and my phone number, then I put my Instagram. So people can see my content. And then the back is a bicycle playing card, which is the ghost pack, basically. I thought it looked kind of cool, So, this be sitting on a table, like this, people look and be like, "Oh, the heck is an Ace of Spades doing here?" Like, you have go to a place and they have a bunch of business cards that are laying on a table, and people look at this like, "Oh, magician. All right, cool," And
Here's
people ask you, like,
"This is my business card."
Yeah, right. Just write your name on it.
Yeah, it's like, here you go.
That's good for mentalism magic.
On the iPhone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's definitely good for mentalism magic using, what's it called, Like I said, I want to get more into it because, I never thought about mentalism as a youngster when I was doing magic.
Yeah.
I always, would do tricks that would fool people, but then I started to see, when Jay Sankey started talking about mentalism, and I'm looking at some of his tricks that he does, I'm like, whoa, that's kind of cool. So I purchased his program, I'm looking at all these tricks, I'm like, man, So I started pulling them out to see reactions. And like, I do it to my sister, my cousins, and you know, people freak out. Here's something I have a pair of glasses in my car. There's some cool looking glasses, but another trick I do with mentalism, and this came with when I ordered some stuff from Penguin Magic. This little thing came with it, and basically what I do is I read all this trick how to do it, and it looked kind of cool, so I tried it on some of my family, and it freaked them out. So I have them pick a card, and she looks at the card. My cousin's girlfriend, I did it to her, you know, and put it back on the deck, and I said, look, I have these cool looking glasses right here. And I put them on, I say, look, these are basically mentalism glasses. I'm going to read your mind. I'm going to basically take the card out of your mind, and it's going to pop into the glasses. And I look her in the eye, and like, you look at them for a second, then eventually they just start to smile, they start to laugh. You know, you get that reaction, then you're like, look, I point at the corner of the glasses, and it'll say their card, and her card was a 6 of clubs, and it'll say 6 clubs there, and she's like, what the hell? And the next thing you know, everybody's like, what's going on? And everybody just looks at the glasses like, whoa, how did that happen?
Where does it say it?
Guard.
Where does it say it at?
It says it right, like it looks like the logo when you look at the, when you, like nobody will ever even look at it. Like it just looks like a regular logo, like a polo logo on a pair of glasses, and they look at it and it says 6 of clubs. So, you know, you make them pick a card and this and that, and then all of a sudden they, you know, you put your glasses on, you look them in the eye for a few seconds and say, look, you just point there and they look at it. Yeah. And then it just totally catches them off guard. Like, whoa, that was cool.
Did I ever show you my glasses trick that I've been working on?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. You ready?
Uh-huh. Woo! That was actually pretty cool. What up, though? Man, that was awesome, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it's a quick change.
Heck yeah. Doing the whole thing with the camera and doing that was cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome, though, man.
I appreciate that. I just made it up. No doubt. Just made it up, brand new. Not even on the market yet.
So tell me something. I know you said, like, when it comes to magic, like, you're more of like a personality. Like, you know, like, what got you into magic? I'm just curious. Like, did you see a performance that you really liked and it just piqued your interest? Or, you know, some people just always have something they always wanted to do, and then just one random day, like, I'm just going to do it, you know?
I guess what really got me into magic, you know, more seriously was I used to pick locks and pick pockets. And I had this DVD called Mastering the Art of Pickpocketing and Mastering the Art of Watch Stealing by James Coates. So I bought those, you know, when they first came out, you know, like decades ago or whatever. Yeah. And so I was more of just like, not really a magician. I didn't really think it was magic. I just thought picking pockets and stealing watches was cool. So that's kind of what got me into it.
Yeah, I've done a few things like that. I've never been good at picking pockets, but every once in a while I'll get somebody to have a loose enough pocket. I'll give them a hug or whatever. Like, you know, I've taken phones out of people's pockets, like when they're not paying attention. And, you know, I'll be like, hey, can I see your phone? I need to make a phone call. They'll be like, where's my phone? I'll be like, oh, right here. Like, how the hell did you do that? And I'll just look at it like, I don't know, just kind of jumped right into my hand, you know? And yeah, I would love to learn more of that because this is kind of cool. Like how you mentioned you took a belt off someone. Yep. And they didn't even know it. I saw a magician do it on stage. I don't even know his name. He was if I remember correctly, he was a bigger guy, and he's just being funny, and he's just like undoing the guy's tie and just doing this kind of funny stuff, and he'll do it, and then he'll turn around and take the whole belt with him, and the guy, and he's like, it's like
a sensory overload.
Is that there's two? There's Apollo. I think it's Apollo Robbins and Bob Arno. And Bob Arno has got a sort of a documentary following him around where he goes and talks to real pickpockets in Italy. So that's really interesting to watch if that's something that you're if that's something you're into.
What's his name? Bob what?
Arno. So B-O-B space A-R-N-O. Bob Arno.
Okay. Okay.
I think he's Swiss or something like that. I think he did a Las Vegas act, and he goes with his, I think, wife and a camera crew, and they go to Italy, and he takes one of the pickpockets' belts off him, and then all the pickpockets are like, "How did you do that? How did you do that? We really want to know how you do that." You know, it's like a party trick because it's not really practical to steal someone's. It's not really practical to steal someone's belt using the magic method.
No, it's
not-
not, but it
it's
looks
not-
cool when you're doing it because you get people laughing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's the
yeah,
best
yeah.
part about it, you know?
It's not really practical to steal someone's belt anyway, though, technically. But
No, it's not. No.
Exactly, yeah.
it's like, I'm going to be a belt thief. I'm going to walk around stealing belts today.
No, and people
I know what
get
you mean, but yeah.
people get pretty upset when you take the phone sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, I only do it
Wallets.
to people I know. Yeah, I only do it to people I know. People like some of my cousins, people I'm close with. Like, I would never just randomly, like, if I saw one of you guys didn't know who you are, I'm not going to come say hello to you and say, hey, here's your phone. You know, like, no, I would never do that, you know? But, when you get people, like, once you get people engaged in something, you probably can pull something like that off. You just kind of got to read the person, see how
Yeah.
cool their personality is,
Oh, I don't mind. I'll still take the phone and the wallet.
Just make sure they have everything returned.
The angrier they get, the better.
Did you see the sign at Blackpool that says, like, caution, there might be pickpockets around or whatever? And I was like,
Yeah.
Yep, this is where they would be.
Pretty much.
Blackpool's in the UK, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
one day I hope I can do it. I can't currently afford to go to the UK right now, but one day in the future I'd love to go to Blackpool. Stay a week in the UK, see the sights, check out some of the magicians there. It'd be pretty sweet, I think.
It was actually a lot more affordable than, I thought that it was going to be. Like, I got my plane ticket and my hotel and everything for, like, $500 US. The
Really?
ticket, yeah, the ticket was only $350. And then
I'm guessing that also depends on the time that you go, but I always thought flying out of the country is a hell of a lot more expensive.
typically it is, but I guess there was like a shortage of flights for some reason, and so the plane was almost empty, so they just sold them at whatever to cover the taxes.
It's
That's
in.
pretty cool.
It's usually in February or January is the Blackpool Magic Convention. Really early in the year, so it's not really tourist season. It's not really, and it's not right at Christmas where planes will be busy around Christmas.
Yeah. Like I said,
So,
I might do it in the next year or two. Might check out Blackpool. Here's one of the biggest magic conventions. I'd love to be able to see it.
Yeah, I mean it was an awesome experience for me. I got to meet
It
a
is
bunch of
awesome.
people. Yeah, that's how I met Dan.
Yeah, we met there. So we're following Chris Ramsey and
Ryan Tricks.
Ryan Tricks around, and then we
Chris
bumped into each
awesome.
other, and we instantly sort of clicked. Sort of gravitated towards each other. We kept bumping into each other during the night.
That was
And,
oh man, I almost got robbed. Did I ever tell you that story? Like actually, I pretty much did get robbed after I got separated from you guys.
No,
Yeah, it was
I'd love
me
to hear this one.
It was me, you, Ryan Tricks, Casper. He was there, and we were all in this. That time we're in that big nightclub, and then I went to get a drink or something and got separated from everybody, and then I come back to try to find you all, and you all were nowhere to be seen. I was like, screw it, I'm just going to go somewhere else. So I walked out, and this lady came up to me and just like grabbed me by the waist. She's like, "Come up here, honey, come up here," and I'm like, "Where are we going?" And she pointed to a club. And so she brought me up to that club. It was a gentleman's club, more or less. I think it was a brothel. And so,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, I'll sit down for a little bit. So I sat down, and she asked what I wanted. I said a beer, and I was sitting in a little booth, it was by myself because it's a booth like this. She was here. There was like a bouncer guy here, and then somebody else over here. And I was like, nah, I don't want none of this. Because she starts trying to take my clothes off and stuff, and I was like, no. And I was like, and so I'm like, I paid her for the beer, drank my beer, and I got up to leave. And she started following me out. And I get downstairs, and she grabs my hat off my head. Where I'm fighting back and forth with the hat. And
You're fighting a hooker with your hat.
yeah, fighting over the hat. And so then I get the hat back, and I put my hat back on, and I'm like, I'm trying to be cool. And then she grabs my glasses, and I'm blind. If I don't have my glasses, I'm blind. So she grabbed my glasses and starts running away. I go up behind her and I put her in a chokehold, and there's all kinds of people around looking, and I'm holding the hooker in the chokehold, and everybody's like, "What?" I'm like, "Well, she stole my glasses. She stole my
She
glasses."
started it.
And so
This is a true story.
yeah, true story. And so I'm like, "Well, I can't choke slam her here," so I let her go. I'm like, "Damn it!" So I walked back up there, walked back to the top of the brothel, and I was like, "She stole my stuff." And then the other lady was like, "Oh, honey, where did you leave your glasses?" I'm like, "No, she stole them." And so the lady actually had my glasses and handed them back, and I got the hell out of there. So
That is kind of funny, actually. I'm glad
True
you're
story.
okay, though. Obviously, it's a good
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that's a little scary when you're like, especially in a different part of the country or a different part of the state. You don't know anything, and like, you never know whose intentions are bad or good. So it is a little scary, especially when you're alone.
Yeah.
But that, in a sense, that is kind of a funny story.
I mean, but I've traveled.
Little bit drunk.
I mean,
Little bit drunk in
maybe
another
more than a
country.
little bit. But man, I've traveled all over the world. Living in Taipei and everywhere. Never have I ever had an experience like that. That's Blackpool problems for sure.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of a mad town. It's not indicative of the rest of the country. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's not really the same as where I live, for example. I mean, I'm not saying where I live is a better area. Just different bad things happen. Yeah, it's an interesting place. What about Detroit? What's that like?
Well, Detroit is definitely.
And
I don't
specifically performing magic in Detroit and around.
Well, as far as Detroit, my city I live in is called Farmington Hills. Now, the way people most people don't even know Farmington Hills. It's a small city. When people ask me where I'm from, I just say I'm from the Metro Detroit area. Most people would know it, but Detroit's actually a very violent city. Like it's very dangerous, very ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
that's
born.
why I asked.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Detroit is a very dangerous and violent city. There's no doubt about it. Now, there are some good parts of it, but a lot of it's also there's a lot of bad parts where I think we're rated number 1 or 2 or even maybe 3 in violent crimes.
I believe
so. Yeah, we're one of the top.
Chi-town.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Not sure. I've only been to Chicago twice, but you asked me how is it there's a couple cities like downtown Royal Oak, beautiful city. Downtown Royal Oak's a great city. I've done some tricks down there to some people at the bars and stuff. Done them a few times in the street. Never really recorded it, but that's why I'm getting into making the content right now. But as far as doing magic in Detroit, it's just I'll go wherever there's people. Now downtown Detroit's a beautiful city. There's not a lot of happening in downtown Detroit that's bad because there's so many people around, But yeah, I plan on once this whole quarantine thing is over, maybe a month or so after. If we still have some good weather, if it's over in July or August, I'm hoping, I'll go down to Royal Oak, Detroit, downtown Ann Arbor, which is a big college town, You get a lot of good reactions, especially from younger people, and yeah, so performing magic down here is awesome, you go where the crowd is.
So you said you did watch the video with Jonathan, our first episode, right? He said something for his YouTube channel, he set a goal to have 100,000 subscribers in 2 years or something like that. Do you have any specific goals for your TikTok channel or for your YouTube, just as a way to kind of give you a way to see how you're doing?
Yeah, you know what? Like I said, it's really hard, I think, to grow a channel. You need
Yeah.
It's amazing how one video can put you on the map. One of my TikTok videos, surprisingly, the most views it ever got was about 55 or 5,600, which is a pretty good amount.
Yeah, that's quite.
Because some videos I'll post, they'll be it'll get 400 views. One video will get 1,800 views. This one got over 5,500. So that was just amazing to me. And my goal is in the next couple of years to, in the next 2 years, if I could have 100,000 followers, that would be amazing. Yes. But
what about
my first goal is to get to 1,000 in the next, couple months, and then maybe get in the next, 6 months, maybe get to about 10,000. But kind of like how Julius Dean did it, I plan on, messaging as many people as I can saying, hey, please share my video. Doing this podcast could potentially help me. People be like, oh, this guy looks cool. Let me check him out, and yeah, that's my goal. So I'm going to start doing the kind of thing that Gary Vee talks about. You just got to get on there. You got to message people. And, even if you make 1,000 people, you just need one person who's popular to share a video of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And then that could put you on the map. So that's my goal. Yeah.
Were you doing magic, on video back during the days of Vine? Do you remember Vine, that app?
Yeah. No, I didn't do magic on Vine. I played around with it a couple of times, but I was not too into it. I just started creating content a little over a year ago. Okay. I was a little nervous when I first started shooting videos. Now I love doing it, Yeah. But when I shot my first workout video, I was so nervous, and even though I knew I could edit it, I probably took me about 25 takes to get it right, and now I can pretty much do it with no issue.
That's good. what about like if the possibility of TikTok is just a fad? Because you know Vine it ended up getting bought out and it went away. What if TikTok goes away? Do you have any like plan B, like maybe YouTube that's been around, you know, for a lot more?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like YouTube is not going anywhere. YouTube is definitely not going anywhere. But I use TikTok because it is a current thing right now, and quite frankly, like I said, I love the way Gary Vee talks. He always makes these like little predictions in his head, and a lot of times he's right. But you know what I'm saying is like I don't think TikTok's going anywhere anytime soon. Because it used to be called Musical.ly, you know, and then TikTok bought it out, you know.
Okay.
And Musical.ly was just an app where you basically just do a duet with someone, you know. And TikTok bought it out, and it's super popular. And there's a girl on there named Charlie D'Amelio. I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she has like 50 million followers, and like she got super popular, and she's only like 17 years old. She got popular by doing dancing on, you know, she like does dance up. She does dancing on TikTok. So yeah, I should do more YouTube, but like I said, I post some of my videos. Some of them get like 7, 8 views, 10 views. Only one I think got like 300 views. Not a lot, but you know, in time, yeah, that's my plan is to try to get popular on every social media platform.
You could also use the TikTok to segue into YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how they did with Vine back in those days, you know. Once one gets established, you can always use the other to swing it over. But, you know, all you need is that, you know, a few videos to take off.
Absolutely, yep. So that's like I said, that's my plan, just you know, to start getting more popular. But I think once this quarantine thing is over, you know, I can do tricks in my room all day and do them on my counter, on my desk, or my kitchen table. But until you have a crowd of people around you, you know, that's where you get the most reactions. Like, you know, yeah, okay, fine, I can sit there and you know take a coin and you know make it vanish and stuff. But until I do, like I said, like when Julius Dean does, going places and showing people, you know, your videos are not going to get that much crazy reactions because you need a crowd, in my opinion. You know,
I agree.
So this quarantining has made it hard, but once it's over, I'm jumping out there.
Have you seen a gentleman called Magic Singh?
Magic Singh?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
He's on TikTok and his content is really good. I think you'd enjoy it. I met him at Blackpool, and he's a class act. You should probably check his videos out. He's really good. I think he's one of the more popular magic presenters on TikTok. I've not seen that much of it because I'm not on TikTok all the time. You know, I've checked it out. I've seen what it's like, and there's some cool stuff. Who else had some? His name will probably come back to me later. But
you said Magic Singh as an S-I-N-G, right?
S-I-N-G-H.
S-I-N-G-H. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, he wears a turban.
He's an Indian guy. Okay, right when you said Singh, I noticed that the H at the end. He's Indian because of his last name. Yeah, okay. So S-I-N-G-H. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, he's a class act. I met him at Blackpool, and couldn't be any nicer. Nice dude. Really good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We were talking about how, like, you know, like I saw JS Magic, you know, like Jonathan Schumacher, and after the interview, I messaged him and said, "Hey, man, I really liked your interview," and I asked him a question about a trick that he did. I was like, "Hey, I really like how you did this trick. I want to be able to do it. Do you know the name of the trick?" and stuff like that. And you know, a couple other people that, like, you know, are super popular that have like a couple 100,000 followers.
This one. The one where you hold the card like this and then you start talking to him. And
I can't remember if it was that one or something else. But my point is, I messaged him and I haven't heard back from him. But, you know, I will ask him in the future, like once I get to know him a little bit better, I will ask him, like, "Hey, will you share one of my videos and give me a shout out?"
Oh, yeah.
That could have really helped me because he has 100,000 followers. He's like, "Hey, follow my boy Chris from Detroit, Michigan. He's an upcoming magician. You know, hey, check out some of his content at Chris the Magic Man 204 on TikTok or Instagram and or YouTube, and that will potentially help." So
I mean, yeah, it's all about, you know, networking and, you know, collaboration.
It really is about who you know, and like, you know, like I said, like, you know, like I said, I love how Gary Vee said it. You know, you can message. Let's say if you message 100 people a day for a whole month, you know, that's thousands of several 30,000 people you're messaging. I mean, you know, 742. Yeah, you're messaging thousands of people. If you do 100 a day, let's just say, or 100 a week, By the time you reach 1,000 people, you just need one person to say yes to you or say, yeah, sure, I'll share your video. And boom, you blow up. That's all you need is one. So in the end, it's about how bad you want it. And believe me, at this point, I definitely want to start getting more popularity. So like I said, I'm going to talk to Jonathan. Hopefully he'll respond back. And maybe when you talk to him, since you were already acquainted with him, maybe you could have him let him know that I messaged him and let him know to hit me back up if you can.
Yeah, man.
Speak to him. I'd appreciate that.
Well, if the method for the thing you want to know about where you get them to think of a card and then
I like that one. Yeah.
I will just give me a call on Facebook or send me a message and I'll because we're not talking about methods on this channel, but
no, yeah, we'll talk about that separately, obviously. But no, as another form of mentalism, I really like that. And like I said, I want to get more into Peter. What was his last name again? Pete Turner. Yeah, like his last name was tip of my tongue. Yeah, he showed the kit. I looked at the kit. I might get it. I don't know if I want to get it or not because, like, I mean, you know, to get a kit that prevents mentalism, I'm sure it's great. I mean, it's not expensive, like a little over $100. You know, not something I can't get. But
one part about that kit, though, from what I've heard, I've not actually had it before, but they said that the USB that comes with it has a ton of information, and just the USB with all the video and everything in it makes it, be, a lot more valuable. So it's like not just the kit, it's the content that comes with it.
Yeah, like I said, I might get it. I mean, they have it on illusionist.com, and on Penguin Magic, I looked up, I looked him up, and I honestly saw some of his stuff, and I'm actually going to buy one of them. It's like Penguin Magic has a lot of these old DVDs that are downloads now, and, Peter Turner has a download it's like $50, and basically it's all about mentalism and, asking people questions about saying, oh, I know where your favorite vacation spot is and stuff like that. And I read some of the reviews, and it's pretty cool. The only thing they mentioned about it that I'm a little iffy about, they say that he does a lot more rambling than necessary. And they say, like, he can condense it more. Some people said they had to watch it multiple times, and it's like 3 hours long. They have to watch it multiple times. Every time they watch it, they get something more out of it. But he tends to be more talking, than just getting right to the trick, So it's
I've not seen,
but yeah.
I've not seen that video. I've seen is I think it's Murphy's or Penguin. It's one of those long form lectures, where and I can recommend that.
Yeah. Like I said, I definitely buy stuff.
I don't know about the kit. I didn't buy the kit. I didn't buy the DVD. But I've watched this. I think it's Murphy's, but I think Chris Ramsey is the host. So his name will probably be in it somewhere, and I can say that that video is definitely worth watching.
It's a live lecture.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's a Peter Turner live lecture on Murphy's Magic.
It's either Murphy's Magic or Penguin Magic. It's a similar format. I'm pretty sure it's Murphy's.
Was that the one where they were doing the pin code reveal with Chris was there? He did it to him.
I believe there's a couple of different things on pins on there.
Okay, I think I've seen that one then.
I haven't bought a live lecture on Penguin Magic yet, but I hear they're pretty good because obviously they teach you a lot of stuff. It's not like they're doing magic just to show you; they're actually teaching you tricks. And I'll have to look that up. You know what, Dan? Maybe when you get a chance, if you remember what it's called, maybe you can send me a link to it so I can look it up. That way
we'll do.
I'm getting the right one 100%. But yeah, I definitely want to look more into Peter Turner's. Like that I'm gonna buy it for $50, to learn it. But I might get that kit because, like I said, when you walk into a place and start performing mentalism magic, and people are just like, "Whoa, how the hell did you know that?" And it's just like you just leave there. You just like kind of leave there like, man, like. People will be stumped for every time they think about it. Like, man, I've actually had people text me and be like, I'm still trying to think about how I did that trick. And I'm like, well, I'm glad to hear that, So it's fun to do. I love it,
There's quite a few of those. There's quite a few of those live lectures that are really worth watching. Patrick Coon's live lecture. Marcus Eddy. I'm sure there's like 1,000 I'm missing out.
I bet. I'm sure.
Because I've seen so many that it's just hard to remember. But the ones that really stand out for me are Patrick Coon, Peter Turner, Marcus Eddy, Justin Miller. I spoke about him earlier. Justin Miller's he's got some really strong stuff, and I recommend checking him out.
No, I appreciate it. I'm always looking out for, like, you know, not necessarily new magicians, but like I said, considering I just got back into magic, I started like, you know, getting back into watching different magicians and stuff. And I'm like, man, like, I never knew about all these guys. You know, I wish I'd known about these guys 10 years ago, you know? So now I'm like looking at some of these people and they're just so damn creative. Like, you know, the things they do, and like, you know, they're doing all this mentalism stuff and people are freaking out. I'm like, man, that's awesome. You know, that's the kind of stuff I like.
Have you seen Ricky J?
When I was a kid, my mother recorded it on VHS for me. It was Ricky J and his 52 assistants, and he, you know, all these card tricks, and he did one of the ones that David Copperfield did that I love, and I saw somebody do it on YouTube and show how to do it. It's a tough trick. I love to learn it. It's obviously a lot of sleight of hand, but he does it with the queens. He makes them come out, and then, you know, he puts one queen here, and then he makes them all disappear in a pack, and then they're all underneath one card, you know? It's really cool. And then he does the cups and balls at the end, and that right there stuck me when I was a kid. And I just bought my, I actually have a cups and balls set that I have from Penguin Magic. I'll show it to you guys. Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely.
It's actually, I love this set because it's like super heavy, and it comes with this pretty cool box. You know?
That looks like the one, that looks like the same set that Frank DeVille used in his cups and balls routine on Santa Monica.
Yeah, it's the thing that I like about them is, you know, it comes with the 3 felt balls and you know, and the thing I like about them is the way they cling.
Yeah.
You know, they're nice and heavy. They're nice and durable. You know, you put the ball on top, do a little push.
Did I just get a text message?
Yeah, there you go. Put another ball, boom, goes through. Last but not least, matter of fact, I'll make it pass through 2 cups. Boom, and there you go. So I love doing the cups and balls routine. I play with it a little bit more. I'm still getting into more like stuff with it, but I just love these cups because, like I said, because of how nice they are. They're so nice and heavy and durable compared to the aluminum ones that I used to have, you know. And these were expensive, you know. They're not cheap. They're not cheap cups.
The dye burning routine's worth looking into.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen Dye Burnham's routine. The one thing I can't get down that I'm still trying to learn is the wand spin. That wand spin is, you know, one where you have the ball in the hand and does the wand spin and it's gone. I've watched, I'm sure you know who Michael Amar is. I've watched Michael Amar show it, and I watched a couple of people do it, and I haven't practiced it a lot, but I'm still trying to get the hang of it because it is super cool, but I can't seem to get it, you know? So that's going to take a little time.
You don't need to do that, you know?
What's that?
You don't need to do the wand spin.
No, I know, but it just looks cool. But I do one where I do is like basically what I do is like I'll have the ball here and I'll put the wand in my hand. I'll come up to the other side and show it, then it's gone. You know, which is a similar trick I did with the coin and the wand.
The one that started it all.
Basically, yeah, the shirtless video. So yeah, but yeah, no, like I said, I definitely love like, you know, like doing things like that. You know. But cups and balls are one of like the oldest things, and it's a super cool illusion. You know, when you show it to people, people are just like, "Whoa, that's cool," you know.
Well, we're almost out of time here for the recording. Dan, do you want to finish with anything to show him? I said, do you want to finish with showing him anything before we get off here? Because we're about out of time.
All right, but I might get kicked off YouTube.
Don't reveal anything. We can do stuff, you know. We can I don't mean do this again one day. Just, you know, just us and stuff like that. Classic.
Amazing.
Well, hey man, I do want to say thank you. I've never done a podcast, especially obviously a live podcast. So, you know, Dan, Alex, I really appreciate this. You know, I really enjoyed doing this. I'd love to be able to do it again in the future, you know?
Yep, it's been a lot of fun. We're still figuring it out ourselves, you know, but we just want to have fun and, you know, talk to new people and, you know, help people network if we can.
You've been a great guest. I'm sure we'll talk in the future. And thanks for coming. And to everybody at home, thanks for watching. If you made it this far,
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, God bless. Absolutely. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. I really appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.
All right, brother. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You
Peace.
got it.
All right. Later.
Have a good night.